Okay, welcome back to another episode of Echo English. In today's episode, I am going to teach you about the pronunciation of ed, a very common ending and grammatical term in English. So the uses of ed and ed endings, what are they? Well, first, we have the simple past tense. The simple past tense is a word like I worked yesterday, in the word worked. Or, this morning I washed my clothes. Washed would be an example of the simple past tense. The second use is for past participles. We add ed to past participles. Usually these are words that come after have, such as I have lived in Japan, in the word lived, and he has skipped class before, in the word skipped. And the last use is, of course, adjectives. Many adjectives end in ed as well. And past participles can become adjectives as well. So, we have I'm so bored today, in the word bored, ed. And are you excited about vacation? In excited. So the ed ending has three possible sounds. The first being t, as in t. The second sound is a d sound. And the third sound is a id sound. These are the only three possibilities when pronouncing the ed at the end of words. But when do we use each of these three? Well, for the t, we use this for unvoiced consonants. The rule is words end in an unvoiced consonant. Get the t sound. So, for instance, watched has a ch sound, so that will end up being watched. S in missed is unvoiced, so the T will also be pronounced. Missed. Then you have the sh in wished, the p in hoped, the k in kicked, and the f in coughed. Now keep in mind that coughed has a very irregular spelling. O-U-G-H has many different pronunciations, but in this case, the GH has an F sound. F is an unvoiced consonant, so it will take the T sound. Next, the rule for the D sound is voiced consonants, which is all the rest, and vowels. So we have, for example, B as in robbed, B-D. We have Z in amazed, Z-D, amazed. We have the diphthong, actually, of played, which is aid. And then spied, as in I have spied on you, which is I'd. Consonants that are voiced in vowels, all vowels, will be used with the D sound. Just keep that in mind. Now for the id, this is the last of the ed pronunciations. The rule is that if the word ends in a T or D, so for instance we have a very common word, wanted, or wanted, ends with a T, so we pronounce that wanted. The little symbol here that looks like an R is actually an N sound pronounced very fast. So instead of saying wanted, in American English we usually do not pronounce the T if it comes after an N. So it becomes a very quick wanted. So I suppose you can practice that. The next sound we have is the T as in spotted, which is regular. The next sound we have is spotted. Now this T actually becomes a R sound. So it loses its T sound in American English and becomes a very quick R, which is actually called a flap. That's what that symbol is. The D is more regular. Applauded. And last but not least, faded. And as far as I know, these are the only two consonants that will continue with an ed, with an I, the I-D sound. Now there are of course exceptions, like every rule, and English is no exception. These are some common words that actually, as adjectives, do not behave by the rule. So naked is not pronounced naked, but naked, which means not having clothes. Crooked, another common word, which is the opposite of not straight, is not pronounced crooked, but crooked. And then lastly, blessed, or some people say blessed. But as an adjective, it can be blessed as well. Not as common. There are a few more that I haven't added here, but the exceptions are just that, exceptions, and not very common. So I wouldn't worry about them. Some common mistakes that I hear students make is they want to pronounce the E in ED as a E or a A. And this is wrong. In English of all varieties that I know of, it is never pronounced E or A. It's always pronounced id or t or d. So in many cases, the E is silent and it is not pronounced. Just be aware of those mistakes. And that is it. Thank you for visiting Echo English. Please subscribe and like this channel. I'm going to be coming out with more videos in the future to help you better understand and better speak English. Until next time, goodbye.